When Ms. Raphael and I sat down to choose the president for our pandemic simulation last year, she turned to me with one name. As soon as she said that name, I knew she was right. You see, while some may have thought the president needed to be the loudest in the room or the one able to take charge and give commands, these are not actually the ingredients for successful leadership. Instead, the president needed to be someone who could truly listen to others, to see the threads that bind seemingly disparate ideas in order to weave collaboration and cooperation. Someone who could lift others up, support their ideas, and help them to find their confidence. Someone who looked for what needed doing rather than what would draw the spotlight. Someone who drew others to them through their open spirit, who exuded calm and positivity, and who fostered mutual respect. To both Miss Raphael, who had taught her for 2 years, and to me, who at that point had only observed her from a distance, it was clear that Solje was who we needed. The person who didn't see it was Solje. The Solje of September 2020 carried all of this within her, but she did not recognize it. She was derisive of her intelligence, dismissive of her successes, timid in the use of her voice. She sought to stay in the shadows of others. She cried to us, "Why did you pick me?" The Solje of June 2022, however, wears her leadership comfortably. She stands tall and says, "Pick me, I can do it." In our current Future City IDL, Solje is the weaver of collaboration, contributing her own ideas while simultaneously amplifying those of others. She has held her group ship steady by quickly offering herself as a solution to any setback or challenge. Those buildings are too big? I'll resize them all. We need windows and everything? I'll cut them. There is hot glue and paint stuck to floors and desks. I will do the painstaking work of cleaning it off. And in all she does, both in and out of the classroom, she is steadfastly committed to inclusivity. This comes as a quiet invitation or kind word to someone who's been pushed to or who chooses to linger on the margins. And it also comes as the silliness and joyfulness which she shares freely with all. From writing thank you letters to the teachers in the early days of the remote learning, to peppering anew to Akiba Mr. Golden with questions as she bounced around his room, to drawing a classmate who is not often seen dancing into choreographing a complicated jig to keep warm during a 25-degree recess, I have watched her bring smiles and a sense of belonging to all of those around her. Solje is a person who brings joy into the spaces she inhabits. As rewarding as it is to see where she has arrived, accompanying Solje on her journey has been the true gift. For anyone who has worked alongside Solje, they know that her seeming lightness is paired with incredible strength, tenacity, and grit. I have rarely heard Solje complain, and even when she does, it is more of a performance that is quickly brushed aside as she digs into the real work. And so perhaps without even realizing it, her confidence has grown step by step alongside her skills. Her voice has gotten stronger, her moves more assured, and she has stepped from the shadows into the light. Solje, you have been a true leader this year. You have helped bring focus when it was lacking, kindness when it was sparse, joy and laughter when dark clouds loomed. You have made people feel seen and lifted them up. You have looked for the weak spots and quietly done the work of fortifying them. You have helped weave this seemingly disparate and disconnected group into a true community. We are sad to say goodbye to you, but are grateful for what you have given to Akiba and proud of what you will bring to others.
Graduation. What is graduation? The definition of graduation is to complete a class or course of study. However, my definition of graduation is different. To me, graduation means growing, changing, and moving on. The day we graduate might seem like it's happening so fast, or it might seem as if it's never going to end. I've learned a lot during my time here, and these memories will stick with me forever. For me, it all started in first grade when I left Akiba to go to Ray after being at Akiba for preschool. I stayed at Ray for first and second grade, but chose to come back to Akiba as I didn't feel a strong connection there to Ray. Preserving my Jewish identity is something that my family values very much, and that's something that Ray was unable to provide for me. Although I'm not going to a Jewish high school, I'll still be able to be a part of a Jewish community because of Akiba. I'm able to preserve my Jewish identity and background through the knowledge Akiba has taught me. Thank you to all my present and past Jewish Judaic Studies teachers. I'd specifically like to thank Rabbi Beman for helping me with my bat mitzvah, even though I had to learn my portion in 3 weeks. Having my bat mitzvah at Akiba was a very exciting experience, as it allowed me to graduate from the first part of my Jewish childhood. A big part of having my bat mitzvah at Akiba was being able to have it with one of my best friends, Annabelle Glick. I'm so grateful I got that opportunity with her. Throughout the 7th grade, my bat mitzvah wasn't the only experience that changed me. Last fall, the 7th and 8th graders did a pandemic IDL. Everyone got different roles, such as scientists, senators, mayors, and so many others. My teacher decided to give me a role of president. When I found out I was president, I was so scared. I was worried I wouldn't be a good leader, but later found out being a leader is something that I really enjoy. Over the last 2 years, I've improved on my leadership skills. As to me, being a leader is someone who's capable of understanding and listening to not only others' ideas, but their own ideas as well. Being a leader is someone who knows they are capable of helping others when they are in need. Even though it's hard for me to accept my own accomplishments sometimes, I still like to look at myself as leader, seeing how I'm with the 7th and 8th graders through the mixed 7th and 8th grade classes. The summer before 7th grade was one of the scariest summers of my life, probably. All I can remember about it is that I was stressing about how difficult everyone was saying Miss Jim's class was. When I came into 7th grade, I can clearly remember that Miss Jim's class became one of my favorite classes very quickly. Yes, some rumors were true about humanities being difficult, but it has turned into my favorite class. Don't tell any of my other teachers that, as it's fun, enjoyable, and interactive. I'd like to thank Miss Chimman for always pushing me to my limits and helping me believe in myself as a student and in my work. Thank you to all my teachers for helping me grow academically and emotionally. I would like to specifically thank Miss Rothfeld for believing in me and always making class so fun and interactive. Thank you for Mr. Golden, Mr. Miel, and Mr. Marcus for being my math teachers over the course of my time at Akiba. Thank you MFP, Monique, and Jeff for helping me and Akiba every day by keeping it safe and clean for everyone. I'm so thankful for everything you do. Lastly, I would like to thank Miss Cass. You make Akiba, and I'm so grateful for you and everything that you've done for me. My time at Akiba wouldn't have been the same without my parents and sister. My experience was definitely a lot better and much more interesting as having my older sister Lala with me. I would like to thank Lala for always being there for me, even though sometimes I truly do hate you. I would like to thank my dad and mom for always supporting me in my journey at Akiba. Sending me to Akiba was seriously one of the best decisions you have ever made. Lastly, I would like to thank the class of 2022. As we all go into new chapters of life, we should remember the great memories we've had and made together. We are leaving our childhood behind to move on to high school, a new chapter in life. Going forward, I'm leaving here knowing that we had such a good time and I want to continue to make more memories in the future. I wish everyone who is graduating, besides me, to remember all the time we've spent together and continue to make more in the future.